started fishing over an hour ago, but I've yet to get bit. If any spot on this lake is going to change my luck, this is that spot. And there we go.
You knew that would be where you got one. Okay. The ice is broken at 8:42.
Not a bad first fish. Can I make it 2 in a row?
That is a feeding spot. It's probably 50 to 60% your first cast there is going to get bit. And probably 30% or more that you'll catch another fish there at some point today.
Nah, no 2 in a row today.
Ooh, that was a bite.
But 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Not traveling with it.
(8:44 a.m.) Oops.
Sorry, fish. Alright.
A little kiss on the noggin will make it all better, right? After about 10 minutes without another hit, I picked up the light rod with the shortened Osmo on a 1/8 ounce head. I shouldn't need to break out the finesse stuff with the heavy cloud cover, but I really need to get bit. Then again, the finesse approach might have been just what the doctor ordered.
Okay.
8:58 a.m.
On the modified odds.
Getting back to the standard gear with heavier head and a bigger trailer. Looks and sounds like a crowd of teens on the beach at the camp. Seems odd for a weekday in late September. They seem to be pulling all the gear off the docks. Must be an end of season work party. Can't help but wonder how they got the day off from school. While I was pondering that, it seems like a fish decided to eat my jig. This fish doesn't have the head shake I expect from a bass, thinking it's probably a toothy critter.
That's going to be a big one.
Or not. Well, switching to the bulkier lure and heavier tackle seems to have paid off with a bigger fish.
Didn't bite like a bass.
9:10 a.m. With all the commotion at the camp, I decided to move past it to my next potential hotspot, a mid-depth shelf with a steep drop just outside the edge of the weeds. I always wonder when I get hit almost under the rod tip at the end of the retrieve. Did that fish follow it from somewhere along the way and not commit to it until it changed direction? Or was it right here all the time? 9:48 a.m. Still glass smooth and still solid cloud cover. The bite should be better than this. There's a touch. And a solid hookup. Not a bad one at all. "9:52 a.m. This is a unique spot, a 6 to 12 foot deep shelf that extends 100 feet or so from the edge of the pads in the distance. The shelf is a couple hundred feet long and almost always seems to have a fish or two feeding on it.
Should have caught that one. Got him. It's a big fish, but it might be a pickerel. No, it's not. Good ass back.
"10:09 a.m. Need to send one more cast back where I've been getting bit before I move on. And that would be why. Probably should refish that edge before moving on, but I've got more water to cover than time left to fish, so
Nope, that's maybe 3.5. It felt bigger.
"10:17 a.m.
I'll take them.
Leaving my hot area to cover more water turned out to be a colossal mistake. Covered a lot of water over the past 2 hours without so much as a bite. Now I'm back at my surefire spot where I got my first couple fish of the day, what seems like forever ago.
No, came on.
"12:18 p.m. Not the toad I was hoping for, but not bad. Even if the pad bite has been off all day, I always like to save some time to fish the pads on my way back to the ramp when I fish this place. It pays off pretty often, and with the cloud cover disappearing, it seemed like a really good idea today. "1:16 p.m. And that, friends, is all the fat lady wrote before she started singing. I was back at the ramp at 1:40 and on the road for home before 2.